Michael Saylor did the homework, and then when Michael Saylor got done doing the homework, he couldn't sleep. He said, Anthony, I couldn't sleep. Once I figured out what Bitcoin was, like, how am I going to buy enough of this network? How am I going to do it? And so he's in. So I'm telling you, on the margin, there's going to be a legion of people this year that do that homework and get long Bitcoin.
Bitcoin Zella stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now, guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoin Zella today and enjoy the new edge. In this video, Anthony Scaramucci shares why he boldly invested 50% of his net worth in Bitcoin. Here are his unique insights, strategies, and reasons for betting big. Let's catch him up to know more.
What stage are we at? Maybe because I've been in the space longer than some of these people, maybe I think we're further along. But if you're at the stage that I think we're at, where people like Larry Fink and people at Franklin Templeton, Jenny Johnson, and people like Abigail Johnson at Fidelity, and you name the different people that are recommending allocations. And the comparisons are if I say if it's digital gold, my buddy Michael Saylor will get mad at me because he calls it digital property. I mean, he's called me and said, I heard you on that podcast. It's not digital gold. But let's just, for the sake of this argument, let's say that it is digital gold to these people. And if we're at that point and we're in a modern society and Trump wants to make a statement, and we believe, rightly or wrongly, that the Chinese are going to move to buy Bitcoin, and they're going to move to make it a strategic reserve asset for the Chinese economy and the Chinese government. And if that's the case, what are we talking about? We're talking about $70, $80 billion. To put it in perspective, we've got a $6 trillion budget. So you're talking about 1% of it, 1.5% of the budget to buy Bitcoin, but we're also talking about it over 5 years. So you're talking about 30 basis points of the budget over 5 years, which could, emotionally strengthen the dollar and could put the United States on better competitive footing, or at least tie the United States with other Western nations. Said differently, if you put me in that seat, forget about the fact that I own Bitcoin. If you put me in that seat and said, is it in the United States' national interest to have a strategic reserve in Bitcoin? I would say yes. And then if you said to me, why? I would say 3 reasons. Number one, I do believe it's digital gold. And I think the future is changing, and I would want to have it on our balance sheet like we do gold. Even if you said I had to sell $100 billion of gold and replace it with $100 billion of Bitcoin. Number two, your generation, forget about me, I'm an old fart, but you're a young man. Your generation is going to live further and deeper in the digital world than me. I'm old enough to remember when the internet didn't exist. I'm old enough to remember when AOL was the way we got into the internet. And I have, should I embarrass myself on your Bankless podcast and tell you that I have an AOL email? Because I do.
Do you really?
I do.
You still use
you
it?
laugh. You laugh.
Still work?
Because that was the way you got in. Now I have other emails.
Yeah.
But I had that one. I still have it.
Well, okay.
And by the
So
way, you had to pay for it.
yeah.
They give it to you for free now, but you had to pay a monthly fee to have an AOL email. And so I'm telling you, your generation is going to be way more sophisticated about this stuff.
Microstrategy shares experienced a sharp 8% decline following its announcement of a $209 million Bitcoin purchase on December 30, raising concerns about its reliance on leverage. The company disclosed the acquisition just an hour before the Nasdaq trading session began, and its stock price dropped swiftly from $318.89 to $302.09 within the first hour. Although it recovered slightly to close at $302.96, further losses during after-hours trading brought the price down to $293.59. The purchase represents the 8th consecutive week Microstrategy has added Bitcoin to its holdings, bringing its total to 194,180 BTC since October 31. However, this aggressive buying spree has sparked debates about its sustainability. Critics point to the company's increasing dependence on debt and equity issuances to fund its purchases. A proposed $10 billion increase in authorized shares has amplified concerns, with some describing the strategy as a lose-lose scenario. Market observers remain divided on MicroStrategy's future. While some warn of an eventual implosion due to its financial structure, others suggest the company could thrive in a bullish Bitcoin market, leveraging its assets to cover maturing debts. The debate underscores the high stakes of MicroStrategy's approach, as it seeks to cement its position in the evolving Bitcoin ecosystem.
I don't know. I mean, look, this is the stuff I like about Trump, right? Like I said, you have a good twin and you have a bad twin in there. And the good twin is like, yeah, we're going to have a muscular defense and we're going to have a muscular national economic story. And Bitcoin could be a very big part of that for people. Also, remember, you're spending globally $7 trillion on verification of transactions. And that's everything from accountants and lawyers and wire fees, credit card fees. I could take you through the whole verification economy. It's $7 trillion. If you're telling me over the blockchain that you and I can trade and transact with each other and have the network itself, the blockchain, the technology, verify the transaction for us in a permissionless and let's call it trustless way, because the network is something we both trust, it's going to unleash trillions of dollars of capital that can get deployed into more economic innovation. And we saw this happen with the internet 30 years ago. We saw this happen when we broke up AT&T. Again, not only am I old enough to remember an AOL account, I'm old enough to remember being in Europe and being told at the post office in Rome, if I wanted to call my parents, it was $5 a minute. Okay, we can go to any cafe in Rome today and log into their internet, and we can call like George Jetson does, or the way you and I are doing right now. We can FaceTime our parents. And so the world is changing, and the world is changing for the better. There was a group of politicians in the United States that did not want to embrace and accept that change. And they got their asses kicked in 2024. They got their asses handed to them. And so if Brian Armstrong's saying, hey, fellas, you want to keep this up? We're going to hand you your asses again in 26 and in 28. And by the way, do the math. It's a very tight country, Ryan. We're a 50-50 country. If you have 60 million people that own a cryptocurrency in this country, let's say 3% of them are single-issue voters, and that's a very small number. That's 1.8 million people. That could swing a Congress. It could swing the House of Representatives. It swung the presidential election.
Changpeng Zhao, widely known as CZ, recently admitted his uncertainty about the next major breakthrough in the cryptocurrency space, reflecting the unpredictable nature of the industry. Despite stepping down as Binance CEO last year after pleading guilty to violating the Bank Secrecy Act, CZ remains a key influencer in the crypto world. With a net worth of $65 billion, his words carry significant weight, and his openness about the challenges of identifying groundbreaking projects highlights the complexity of the field. In his efforts to support innovation, CZ launched Giggle Academy, an educational platform aimed at expanding blockchain literacy. However, he noted the difficulty of evaluating projects during brief presentations, stressing the value of live demonstrations over polished pitches. This perspective underscores the importance of tangible progress in a rapidly evolving market. Meanwhile, Bitcoin's performance continues to inspire optimism. Binance's current CEO, Richard Teng, accurately predicted Bitcoin's ascent past $80,000, with the cryptocurrency reaching $180,000 earlier this month. Although Bitcoin has dipped slightly to $92,722.14, its resilience reinforces its role as the backbone of the market. Analysts attribute this strength to rising adoption and investor trust, ensuring Bitcoin's dominance in the ever-dynamic cryptocurrency landscape. And do not forget to subscribe to Bitcoin Zella. The most important news will reach your inbox on a daily basis and for free. I do not know why you have not subscribed yet. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more daily updates. Remember, knowledge is power, and we're here to empower you on your financial journey. Until next time, happy investing.